Hey traders, welcome back to the FXE YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing good today. In this video, I'll review the recent price action and then analyze the markets to give some ideas where price may want to go today. So let's get into the charts and have a look in more detail. Starting with the fundamentals, the dollar is very bullish. The news yesterday was heavily in favor of the dollars, and as you can see, the reaction as a result. Today we have another big day of news with NFP after New York session starts. This could be once again another big day for the dollar, and we could see DXY pushing up again even higher. Expect a lot of volatility in the markets today. So moving on to DXY. Let's start with a quick recap from yesterday. During London's session, which was right around here, you can see we had a nice push down, nearly filled the gap that was created during the off hours, but instead of continuing lower, it reversed from here and screamed to the upside. And then we had the positive news from the US, which gave it even more strength, continue and break the highs. And since then, we started a small pullback. It's slowly been pushing down during Asia, but it's really having difficulties coming below this level. But I can see further continuation during the rest of Asia and during the London session. And if we do get a pullback, there are demand levels below that I'd like to see hit for potential reversal areas that we can look to take the price back up. So you can see the first demand zone here was created during that London push down. So this is a really nice area. Not only we have a nice clear demand level, but we also have the OTE area as well that coincides with this demand zone. But at the same time, we do have another demand zone just slightly below, and if we're able to reach that area, then it would fully fill the gap and could also be a nice area to look for reversals. But if the price breaks below the demand, I would be really cautious looking for reversals at this point, because it could just continue and break the lows. So in terms of my bias, DXY is clearly very strong. I would like to see a pullback after breaking the highs again. We broke once again the highs, created a new high, a higher high, sorry. So as we created that higher high and taken all that liquidity, I'd like to see a pullback now. The scenario I have in mind is that we get a pullback during Asia and London, and then when NFP comes around, pushes DXY to the moon, and we continue to break the high and go beyond thereafter. But at the same time, there is always a possibility, as we broke the highs again, for DXY to give us a bigger pullback. But if we consider the fundamentals, this seems like a less likely scenario for the time being. Now on to EU. So as DXY pushed to the moon yesterday, EU came down quite aggressively. Funny enough, you can see that 4-hour imbalance that I wanted to see filled was clearly filled. It also came well below that. Once again, broke internal structure. But funny enough, it didn't break the structure point. It came very close to breaking it, but it held and then started a reversal from there. As of right now, EU is currently slowly but gradually pushing to the upside. As with DXY, I would like to see a pullback continuing for the rest of Asia, and then continuation during London. I've marked the 15-minute levels that I would like, that could be possible areas for price to come to, as well as a 4-hour not demand, supply area that ultimately I would like to see hit, because not only is it a very clean supply zone, but at the same time it also coincides with the OTE area. So let's have a quick look at the 15-minute as well. So as you can see, ever since Asia, we've been slowly but gradually pushing to the upside, breaking structure multiple times. As such, I think we could get a little more continuation to take back some of the inefficiency that was created on yesterday's push down. You can see there's a nice 15-minute level right here, and that also coincides with the clear and most visible area of imbalance. It could get to that level and we could see a shift and price to come back down, but to be completely honest, I'm hoping it can pull back a little higher, preferably to this 4-hour supply level before reversing. I mean, like I said before, not only is this a 4-hour supply level, but it's also the OTE area. But there are supply zones above as well that EU could reach before reversing. And I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean, it could continue and break this high and break the previous high as well. That is also a possibility. So, in terms of my bias, although EU is technically still bullish, I'm more inclined to build my bias around what I'm seeing with DXY and the fundamentals. As such, I'd like to see a pullback, preferably to that 4-hour supply zone, which also coincides with the OTE area. And then from there, look for potential reversals to take the price back down and intact the lows. But to be completely honest, I'm thinking in terms of likelihood that scenario could happen for NFP. And if that's the case, I probably won't be trading at that time, and we'll miss that trade. But at the same time, I mean, there is still always a possibility that EU could continue and break the highs. But if we consider DXY and the fundamentals, at least for now, this seems like a less likely scenario. Well, anyways, that sums up today's analysis and my current view on the markets. Hopefully you guys found it useful. Let me know your thoughts on the price action today by leaving a comment below. And as a reminder, if you found value in this video, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. And as always, have a wonderful day trading and look forward to seeing you for the next one. See you guys soon. Peace. Hey, you made it to the very end. Thanks for that. If you could do me one more favor and click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, it'll allow the YouTube algos to kick in and help this channel grow. Thanks again. Cheers.